This is Robert Goodman for Positive Strokes, Staying Clean on YouTube. I'm so happy that you are viewing my video today, and we're going to talk about self. That you are the most important person to yourself and to others. You know, when you've worked hard on your recovery, you've spent hours of reinventing yourself, learning about yourself, making amends for the things that you've done to others, accepting and understanding what has been done to you, and forgiving those that have harmed you. And also, another thing is that you were honorable by going to the people you harmed and made amends to them, to stand up in front of their face and to let them see that you know what you've done to them and you are truly sorry and you want to make amends for your actions. That is a tough one, but it's an honorable one. So you've done all these things to get where you're at today, which is great. Because I always say, you are your own hero because you've done the work on self. Yes, you did. But the interesting thing, it doesn't stop. The same method that you use to keep yourself honorable and respectable is the same thing that you continually do until the day you go into the ground. Recovery teaches you to live life on life's terms. Real simple. So Robert had to find out what works for Robert, what works for him, which took me time to find that out. It did not happen overnight. It did not happen by some great knowledge. I had to learn who Robert was. I had to learn why Robert picked up the drug in the first place. I had to find out why Robert allowed people to hurt me in the manner that they did. I had to understand that the way I was in my addiction is because I have a disease. It's mental and physical. I had to understand that I had to reprogram myself. I had to find out that I have no control over nobody but myself. I had to follow the rules and the laws of the land if I want to be a productive member of society. I must understand that it's not all about Robert. This is what recovery has taught me. The interesting thing is that as I learn more about self and find out how imperfect I am and how I have to watch myself on a daily basis to make sure I do not hurt myself, because I found out that I am my worst enemy if I don't pay attention to myself. Because my mind will see a situation that it was like in the past, and the formula that I use to help me in the past, my mind will desire that for that to happen again. Meaning, if I had something bad happen to me and I use drugs to medicate the pain, to try to forget what happened to me, to try to move on with it, then when them circumstances fit that and I feel that way, then I'm going to have a desire to want drugs again, because that same type of pain and feeling hits me, and my end result of my past, I used drugs and alcohol to medicate my problem. I am my worst enemy. So that means that I have to take time to learn about Robert. I must understand Robert at all four facts and ways. I must understand my past because, see, and once I give the knowledge and information of my actions and how I deal with situations, and I have this information, then I can protect myself from myself. I can protect myself from myself because I am my worst enemy. And once I realized that, then I knew that I had to spend time to constantly watch myself, to pay attention to myself. And when I did that, I became a better person to myself, to my friends, to my family, to my loved ones, because I'm keeping the focus on Robert. For me to get better is not for me to be in everybody else's business and trying to tell them what they need to do for them. I have no control over people, places, and things. So it's not my job to tell anyone how to handle their situation, because all I can give you is information, but you have to find your way. You have to find out what works for you. You have to find out what type of program of recovery works for you. You have to. You have to face your past fears. You have to look at yourself objectively. You have to look without your feelings and emotions, and don't coddle yourself, but look at the facts and where your mind was at that particular time in your life, because you're not the same person you was a year ago. You're not the same person that you was when you was in your addiction. You're a different person now. You have new obstacles, new situations that you have to face, that you have to navigate through, because life is in session at all times. Means that life is moving on, and you're going to have problems, situations, financials. All this is a part of life. But you don't have to be overly emotional about it, because these are only circumstances that you got to find your way to navigate through them. That's going to be beneficial to you and your family. So that's looking at it without feelings, but take the facts in consideration and make the best decision out of out of a bad situation. And that's all you can do. Stress. Why do you overly stress over things that you can't change? Because all you're doing is persecuting yourself on something that you do not have power over. Why make yourself suffer over something that you have no control over? In recovery, you do all that you can do for that problem and you leave it there and feel good about what you've accomplished, that you've done all you can. And you know what you have to do your next step, and it's going to take time. Recovery teaches you patience. I want what I want and I want it now. It doesn't work that way. There's a saying, good things come to those who wait. But also, with that, if you don't work on self, if you don't work on making yourself better, then them good things will never come because it's up to you. It's up to you. Everything is about self. If each person put all the energy in making themselves better, taking care of themselves better, their lives will become much better. We'll have less issues and problems. For instance, if you are overweight, then it's up to you to find a plan to make you lose weight. That's going to work for you. You have to do the research on yourself to find out what's the best thing for you to do to get rid of the problem. Not coddle it, because it's for the betterment of you. If you're in a relationship, you're married, and you're constantly worried about somebody taking your mate from you, you're putting undue pressure on yourself. Because one, you have no control over nobody else but yourself. Two, if they say they love you, allow them to be who they are and let them express their love so you know that they love you. Simple. Allow them to be who they are, and you'll see how much they love you. Not like, oh, I know I got to do this because I know what's best for them. You haven't walked 1,000 miles in their shoes, so you can't understand what they've been in the past and how it affected them. So all you could do is give them good, sound information so they can find their way, so they can be the best they can be for themselves. And by them being the best for themselves, then that means they be the best for their friends, family, strangers, people they work with. If you see somebody that you love and they're constantly making the same mistakes, and you're covering for them constantly, and you're so frustrated you don't know what to do. There's a saying in the program of recovery: let go and let God. Let a power greater than yourself restore them to sanity. Because the program's telling you got no power. It's up to them to make their life better. And if they choose to keep going down the rabbit hole, then you let them go down the rabbit hole by themselves. But when they get tired of going down the rabbit hole and making those same mistakes, and they are genuine helping themselves, then you grab them and you help them along. But you can't do nothing until they choose to want to help themselves. I don't care how much you love a person. If they choose to keep going down the rabbit hole, there's nothing that you can do. Love cannot stop them from going down that rabbit hole because that's their choice. Stress. You're stressing over. You're stressing over. Why are you stressing? Well, this is going on in my life. That's going on in my life. Did you do everything that you can do to help the problem? Yes. Then there's nothing more that you should be stressing over. You shouldn't be stressing. You've done your best. When you've done your best about a situation, there's no need for you to stress. You should feel good that you was able to do what you could do to that circumstances. And don't stress. See, the stress clouds our judgment, wears our body down, causes us to see things through shades and not reality. Stress can do all that. They say keep it simple, stupid, do the next right thing. That's it. Do the next right thing. And if you've done all that you can, because you've done the next right thing. I just wanted to share you the these points with you, and I wanted you to understand that you are the most important person to yourself. You are. And also, you're important to the people that love you. By you being better to yourself, by you taking care of yourself, by you doing all the things to make you a better person, then your light is shine. People will see the difference in you. People will see how much peace you have with yourself. They will see the happiness that the life that you're living, and it's undeniable. But remember, always remember, you are the most important person to yourself. You have a great morning and a great day.